Hey, good morning. Jesus is Lord. The devil's defeated. Thank God the word works. How you can receive your miracle at any time, at any place. I'm going to be on this for several days, probably the whole week, on receiving from God. You have to make the demand. Now, God's a good God, and He's provided everything that you want, but you have to go to Him and receive it based on the Word of God. This is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, that's 1 John chapter 5, verse 14. So that's according to His Word. So is it the will of God for me to be healed? Is it the will of God for me to be able to pay my bills? Is it the will of God for me to have enough money to spend for Christmas? It is. In Mark chapter 5, there's two people here that received a miracle. Now, you got to get this down. Jesus Christ, the same, yesterday, today, and forever. You do it the way they did it, you'll receive the way they received. So, beginning in verse 21, Jesus had passed over to the other side, and it says, much people gathered unto him. And I want to read it sometime, part of it, word for word, because I don't want to read anything into this that's not there, but I want you to get it. It says, much people gathered unto him. Now, watch this. And much people means it's an innumerable crowd, more than they can number. And so, And he was nigh unto the sea. And behold, verse 22, there cometh a ruler of the synagogue, who's Jairus by name, who fell at his feet when he saw him, and besought him greatly. Now, here, verse 23. Besought him greatly. Didn't just take it for granted God's going to take care of this. He besought him greatly, and it tells us how he besought him. He besought him greatly, saying, whoo, come on, that's a powerful verse, saying, my little daughter lieth at the point of death, I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her, and she may be healed, that she may be healed, and she shall live. Now watch what he said. I pray thee, I'm making a request of thee, come lay thy hands on her, and that she may be healed, and she shall live. That's the end of the story right there. He said, if you'll come with me and lay hands on my little daughter, she'll be healed and she shall live. That's the end of it. He's going to have what he says. Now, you make a demand on God, not by unspoken prayer request. Ain't no such thing. You go to God in prayer, you ask God in prayer, and then you tell God what you want, and then you tell other people and let other people hear what you're going to have. Now, watch. I love this verse. I'm going to be on this one the rest of this program today, and then we'll go on with it tomorrow. And it says, and he went with him. The he there is Jesus, verse 24. And he went with him. Now, watch. And it says, well, let me read on. And much people followed him and thronged him, or was touching him or pulling on him. Now, here is an important key that some people get upset with when I share it. I believe you won't. Jesus left the multitude to go with the one that had made the demand of faith, or the faith demand. I am going to sneeze. Maybe I can wait a minute. And so Jesus goes with the one that has faith, not with the people that have needs. It says an innumerable multitude, so many that they couldn't count them, was thronging Jesus, touching Jesus, pulling on Jesus, but he went with the one that made the demand of faith, or the faith demand, and he went with him to do what he said. Now, this is strong stuff. You are going to make a demand on God, and our demands, boy, this is strong, controls the ministry of Jesus. Woo, Pastor, how can you say that? Watch. He had to go with Jairus. The woman that had the issue of blood had to go to him. He didn't have to go to her. The centurion in Luke chapter 7 says, I'm also a man of authority, just saying a word. So Jesus didn't have to go or do anything. He just had to say in a word. So his ministry, Jesus' physical, where he went ministry, was controlled by these people. He had to go with Jairus. He didn't have to go anywhere, with the woman with the issue of blood. We'll get to that a little later on. He didn't have to do anything but saying a word to the centurion. So your faith demand puts the controlling power on God. And I'm going to say it, Jesus went with the one that had faith. He was not moved by the need. That's powerful. Learned that, 40 years ago. Because there's a multitude of people. Now, if you got 10 or 15 people together, there's going to be somebody that needs a miracle there. Jesus could have stayed there in the crowd where there's a multitude of people, thousands of people, but he wasn't moved by their need. He was moved by the faith demand and what this Jairus said. Now, I got to go on and get this closed. Jairus is going to receive his miracle the way he said it. And the woman with the issue of blood that came to Jesus while he's on the way to Jairus is going to receive her miracle by the way she said it. And you're going to receive your miracle by the way you say it, because Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he does not change. Now watch. Jairus is a well-to-do, probably very wealthy, powerful individual. He is the ruler of the synagogue, top dog. You know, I mean, in the community, he's top dog, man. He's got it made. He's the ruler of the synagogue. I mean, everything's going to get. But yet he had to make a faith demand. The woman with the issue of blood was the bottom dog. She had nothing. She had spent all that she had trying to get better and was only getting worse. So she's broke, she's poor, she's sick, and she can't be out in public. Now here Jairus, man, he's important. You know, this guy's big. He's the ruler of the synagogue. Probably got everything he needs and then some. I mean, everybody knows Jairus. And then here's a woman down there that's going to come to him a little later here, and she's illegal. She can't even be out in public because she's got this blood issue, and it's illegal for her to be out in public, but yet she received a miracle just like Jairus received a miracle. Watch, come on, I'm going to preach myself plumb happy. Whoa! That means if Jairus, the big dog, could get it, and the woman with the issue of blood, the little dog, can get it, that means Frank can get it and you can get it. Listen, Jairus was so important that you know his name. You never heard the name of that woman. It's not in there at all. So you can be right there on top and need a miracle and get it God's way, or you can be on the very bottom and need a miracle and get it God's way, and I got to go. I'll get back to this tomorrow, saints. God's not moved by your need. He's moved by your faith. Make the demand of faith and receive. And until I'm with you tomorrow, hey, remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.